Hello lovely yoga students and welcome to this week's video. So this is week 2 of our 12-week course on Krishna and the Bhagavad Gita. So if you're interested in going along with the philosophy, then we're just doing the postures here, but the philosophy this week is to do with Khama Yoga, which is selfless service, and wisdom in action, so learning through doing, and it's about offering out to the world what you have that you can offer. So you could offer your practice out into the world this week if you choose to. So you will need props this week. You will need a cushion and some kind of a soft block, or you could use a book, but blocks are nicer, and of course your mat. Okay, so get yourself together and I will meet you on the mat. Beautiful. So today we are starting in seated, so you can be with your feet out like this if you prefer, or whatever's comfortable for you, or even sitting in a chair if that works better for you. Okay, and it's going to begin in a very similar way to last week. So starting by just dropping down into the moment, just allowing yourself to land, closing the eyes or lowering the gaze, bringing the attention into the nose, feeling the breath moving gently in and out through the nose. Beautiful. So we're going to begin like we did last week with our hands. So bringing the hands up just above the head area, and we're going to spread the fingers as wide as we can, and then make strong fists as much as we can. Do that again. And now we're going to do it fast for about a minute. So opening and closing for about a minute, going as fast as you can, and as wide and as fisty as you can. So keep doing that. It will start to feel quite intense after a little while. So just keep working with it as wide as you can go and as crunched as you can get your fists. Just a few more. A little bit more. Beautiful. And then just come to a place of stillness, and then gently drop your hands down onto your knees, and just take a moment just to feel what's going on in your body, just being with the energy moving around your body. Lovely. So we're going to do a similar, well, it's not that similar, but fairly similar. So bringing the arms up above the head. Hopefully you can see this hand. I've got the bookshelf behind me, and so we're going to turn the fists right round and open them, as taking them outwards as far as we can, and then coming all the way back and turning them the other way. So fingers really spread wide all the time, going from one extreme to the other. Again, for about a minute. Arms raised as high above your head as you can get them. So taking them as fast as you can, backwards and forwards. Really keeping the fingers splayed. Beautiful. Keep going. Don't stop. Even if it feels really intense, just try and keep going. So this is opening up the lower back as well, the upper back rather, as well as the hands and the wrists and the arms and the shoulders and the neck. Beautiful. So keep going for another couple of seconds, and then we're going to stop again and bring the hands down, back down onto the body. So just really feeling that place. Beautiful. Just letting it all go. Lovely. So we're going to take hands out to the sides now. So we've got one hand either side of the body, and we're going to do that same movement we made last week, with bringing the arms up and overhead, really stretched up, and see if you can touch the backs of the hands together and then down. So trying to keep the arms as straight as we can. So if you come up to the top and you get to there and you think, if I'm going to go any further, I'm going to have to bend my elbows, then just stay there and then come back down. So don't try and do what I'm doing if it doesn't work for you. Okay, one more of those. And then from here, we're going to take the left arm down and bring the other arm over the head. So coming into a side bend, make sure you keep the sit bone down on the ground, opposite sit down bone on the ground, coming up to the top and going down the other way. Beautiful. Just going as far as you can. Try and keep the top hand straight, keeping that other sit bone down on the ground, coming back up to the top, doing it again on the other side. So we're opening up the armpits, opening up the sides of the body. Lovely. So this time we're going to come to the top. We're going to go down again into this side bend, but when we get there, we're going to try and flare out this bit of the chest. So try and push it out backwards, and then from here, we're going to bring this hand down as far as it will come. What this does is it really opens up the back of the upper chest there. Beautiful. And then coming back up to the top, we're going to just do that on the other side. So coming down into that nice side bend, then see if you can flare out that back body, upper body there, and then bring that hand down. Just do as far as it will come, keeping that sit bone as much on the ground as you can. Beautiful. Then coming up to the top. Lovely. So we're going to bring the hands into prayer position in front of the heart. Okay, we're going to do a little something different here. So we're going to raise the arms up, so the hands up, so they're in front of the face, and try and bring the elbows together. So this opens the back of the top of the top of the back. And then from here, we're going to see if we can, how far we can raise them, still keeping them together. This is really pulling the scapulars open. And then we're going to take the hands down behind the head. So I've got my palms here behind the head, trying to keep the elbows as sort of in as you can from here. And then from here, we're going to open up and take big circles backwards and bring the arms back into the centre again. So we do that again, bringing the hands up to in front of the face, seeing if you can bring the elbows together as far as they'll come, lifting them up, trying to keep them together, and then taking the hands back. So you've got, if you've only got fingertips together behind your head, that's fine, just as far as you can go. Big circles, coming back, and then we're going to do that same thing, but we're going to do it backwards. So we're going to go backwards first, so exhaling backwards, then inhaling, bringing the arms right up above the head, and taking hold of the hands together here, and then on an exhale, taking the hands behind the head, and then gently bringing the hands back over, seeing if you can join the elbows and bringing them back down. So we'll do that again. Exhaling, taking the hands out behind, inhaling up, joining together, exhale down behind the head, and then inhale, bringing them over the head, exhaling, joining the elbows, coming back down. Bit of a strange thing, I know, but it's really opening for the shoulders and everything. Beautiful. Okay. So we're going to just do something very simple now. I'm going to turn around to show you. This is a static posture here. So bring the hands interlace the fingers, bring the hands onto the back of the head, and then just drop the chin. So keeping the rest of the body straight, drop the chin down. So the back is straight, but you're dropping the chin, and this really opens the top of the back and the back of the neck. Breathing here. Couple of breaths. Beautiful. Lovely. And then we're going to do another little interesting thing, which is to take the hands underneath the bottom with the palms facing down. So if you've got long arms, you might have your arms bent, but we're going to try and sit up so that our arms are straight, dropping the chin to the ground, to the chest, and then we're just going to roll open and look up to the sides, and you'll really feel how this opens the side of the neck, down the shoulder, all the way down into the thumb, going the other way. Beautiful. Coming back through, doing it once more on each side, all the way to the chest, up the other side. Lovely. Coming back to the middle and bring the head up. Right. Okay, so this is where you're going to need your cushion. So we're going to, I would put, if you've got a book or a block, put that down onto the mat. Get hold of your cushion. We're going to lie down with our legs coming straight out and down, feet on top of each other. But what we're going to do is we're going to put the cushion in between the legs. This is partly for comfort and partly because it keeps the legs at the right angle. Head comes down onto the block. Hands coming out so that you're like a seal here, flipping your flippers. So we've got arms together. And then from here, we're going to inhale and we're going to slide that fingers along the ground, coming all the way over, trying to keep the fingers on the ground. They'll probably raise up here, coming to where you can come, making sure the knees stay together here, and then exhaling, coming all the back round. So I flipped the palm back over here. So we'll do it again. So inhaling, coming up, fingers going all the way along the ground. Here, the palm flips the other way, opening up, looking along that arm, and then flipping the palm again as you exhale and come through. You might need to do inhale and exhale, going just up and down, if you see what I mean. So it might be that you exhale to there, and then inhale here, and then exhale. So just do whatever works for you, breath-wise, but being conscious of the breath is really important all the time. Okay, so I'm going a bit faster here. Just do it in your own speed. And then when you're ready, you're just going to turn over, do exactly the same thing on the other side. Make sure that your legs are about out at that gap. Starting by going upwards, inhaling, going upwards, looking all the way out over your arm. Exhaling, flipping the palm, coming back. Doing that again, inhaling up. If you need to breathe twice, then do. Exhaling, coming all the way back through, and then exhaling down, inhaling up. So, sorry if I'm going a little bit fast. You can always pause the video if you want to take a bit more time here. Lovely. So from there, oh no, yeah, we're staying on the ground. Take your thing that was under your head out and your cushion out. Coming back onto the ground, just taking a moment here in semi-supine. If you want to take a bit longer, you can always pause the video. Take a bit more time here. So we're going to exhale and bring the one knee into the chest and squeeze it in. Squeeze it right in and see if you can bring it up towards your armpit here. It's just coming to wherever it'll go. And then we're going to take the other leg long along the ground, pushing through the heel of both feet. And then we're just going to do a quick rotation of the top ankle. And then we bring both knees into the chest, perhaps have a little rock from side to side before you then drop this foot down, bringing that knee as far in towards the armpit as you can and squeezing that moving that leg down along the mat, and then here rotating, pushing through the heel of the outstretched foot. Beautiful. So again, just having a little rock on the back here before you roll over and come up to all fours. Beautiful. So from all fours, just doing a little bit of cat and cow. So looking forward, breathing in, exhaling, looking between the knees. Beautiful. So just doing this a few times. If you want to spend more time, then do. But I'm now going to come back. I'm going to use my soft block here to put my knee on. And I'm going to, actually I'm doing the other knee first. And I'm going to step forward with this foot, a bit wobbly there. So I'm stepping forward, taking a lunge, so hands onto that front knee, lunging forward. Just going to where you can, trying to have a good angle here, knee over ankle. And then from here we're going to take the opposite hand to knee, and we're going to try and thread it through, so bringing it all the way through. You might want to help it with this arm, trying to bring it as far over as you can so it's resting on that knee. And then from here we're going to bring this hand round into a bind and have a look behind. So this is a little twist for the shoulders and the neck and the arms. Beautiful. So then we're going to come back, still with opposite hand on the leg. We're going to take some big circles, so doing just like we were doing on the ground, but we're doing it here. Keep it, except it's slightly different, but looking at your palm all the way, inhaling up, looking at your palm all the way, and then going back the other way. This is actually opening the back of the hip, as the front of the back hip as well. So lovely. And then after that, if you need to, just come down and have a little rest, just for a moment in the child, just dropping down, a couple of breaths there, and then we're going to move over to the other side. So stepping the other foot forward, coming forward into that lunge. Beautiful. Having the back toes tucked can help with stability. So we're going to take the opposite hand, thread it through, help it through with that hand if that helps, and then taking the other hand behind in a bind and looking behind you. Breathing here, this is really opening the shoulders, trying to think about turning the top of the body, so really opening this top shoulder. Beautiful. And then we're going to come back up, opposite hand on knee still, and then we're going to do our big circles, trying to keep your eye on that palm all the way. Lovely. And then back the other way. Wonderful. So we're going to come and do a puppy pose. Now if you need something under your knees, a cushion or a block, please do have it. So coming to all fours, we're going to step forward with the hands. So I did say step. We're going to take ourselves forward with the hands, and then we're going to just drop the head and the chest down. So you can see I'm pretty much straight. I could move back a little bit. I'm pretty much straight, my hips above my knees. As you come down, you want to try and keep them there so that you don't end up like that, because that's not really a puppy pose, that's more of a child pose. And this is like the other way, so you want to try and have yourself like that, so your hips are above your knees. If you can drop your head down, that's good. If not, if it feels too intense on the armpits, you can have a block under your head here. So just breathing here for a moment. Wonderful. So you can stay there for longer if you need to. So last pose that we're going to do here is I'm going to take my soft block, put it on the ground. Now I'm going to do two versions of this. We're going to do fish. So this is really opening for the top of the chest, the front of the neck, the shoulders, everything. Yeah, I'm actually going to put my cushion on top of that block, so I've got it quite raised, but you may not want to when you see what I'm going to do. So this is the modified static version of the pose. Well, they're both static, modified gentle version of the pose. So what we're going to do is I'm going to come down and just drop my back onto that, my upper back onto those things, so that I should be able then to just drop my head back. So my head is resting on the ground, front of the neck beautifully opened here. I've got my knees bent at the moment to protect my lower back, but I'm going to open my arms out to the side and just let them drop, and this is really opening for all of the top of the back. And then from here I can take my feet forward, so out. So you can either stay like that and just enjoy that really opening, or if you want to go further, you can get rid of your props. Coming into semi-supine, bring the backs of the hands underneath the bottom. We did do this last term, so you may remember. Right, then see if you can just bring the elbows in a bit. Take the feet out long, elbows tucked in as close as they can to each other, and then from here raising up on the elbows, allowing the head just to drop behind. So my head is kind of on my ponytail, but it's basically floating, and so this means that it's a much fuller pose than just resting like we were a moment ago. So choose which of those works for you. And then coming down, beautiful. So then just a couple of little counter poses. You could just bring your hands next to your body, to your bottom here, and just on an inhale, just curling up the tailbone, raising up into the bridge. Maybe just being there for a moment, maybe doing another one of those if you want to. And then I'm just going to bring my feet up into the chest and take them over to one side, looking over the arm. Breath there, coming back, going the other way. Lovely, and then just doing whatever your body needs before you come down into your Shavasana. And really, honestly, spend as much time here as you've got. Don't be tempted to move away. It's really great to just really hang out here if you can. So if the video stops and you're still lying here and you really want to stay, just please stay. Some people even fall asleep. It's really good to do that. So have a beautiful day. Lovely, so thank you very much for practicing with me today. Hope you enjoyed the practice. Hopefully I'll see some of you this week, and yeah, namaste. Bye.